Imagine something watching you, not from a window or a doorway, but it surrounds you. Something huge and unblinking, something not alive in the way you understand. Well, that's an evil force called the Iris. The Iris comes from Gemini Home Entertainment, another analog horror series known for its creepy fake documentaries and science videos. The Iris is not a creature with claws or teeth. It doesn't hunt or scream, it just watches. But the longer it watches, the more the world around it changes. Its appearance is simple, a giant eye. It shows up in blurry maps, glitchy footage, or strange science lessons. But wherever Iris appears, things stop working the way they should. Plants grow in strange shapes, animals change into things that don't look like animals anymore. People disappear, or worse, turn into something unrecognizable. Iris doesn't need to touch you or speak to you. Its gaze alone is enough. Just by looking at you, it begins to change everything about your surroundings. Time stops feeling normal. The laws of nature start to fall apart. Up feels like down. Trees grow upside down. The air gets heavy, and nothing makes sense anymore. This isn't a monster that wants to hurt you directly. It doesn't chase you. It doesn't hide in your closet. Instead, it treats the world like an experiment. You aren't being hunted. You're being observed. You are part of a test, and every second it keeps its eye on you, the rules of the world slip away. What makes the Iris so scary is that you can't fight it. You can't even understand it. It's like trying to punch a thought or run from a dream. The horror comes not from what it does, but from what it changes around you. There is no escape because you don't even know what you're escaping from. And worse, you don't even know if you're still in the same world once it leaves. The Wretch wasn't always a monster. It used to be a normal brown bear, but everything changed at Moonlight Acres campground. A man named Glenn Arthur tried to offer the bear to a strange being called Iris. He wanted to give it to the bear instead of a human. But the Iris didn't accept this trade. It turned the bear into something worse. Now, the Wretch is a horror made of living bodies. It's huge, as tall as 2 telephone poles, and its shape is all wrong. Its legs are long and skinny with human hands. Its head looks like a dead dog's skull. Its body is covered in red, stringy flesh. There are big open pores on its skin and weird roots growing out of it. It walks slowly, shaking the ground. After it changed, the Wretch began grabbing people from the camp, but it doesn't just eat them, it adds them to itself. You can see the shapes of the victims inside its body. Some still move, some look like they're screaming, but they never leave. They're stuck inside, alive and suffering. People like Mary Dean and even Glenn Arthur became part of the creature. Their faces, their limbs, fused into the Wretch forever. When you see the Wretch, even for a second, you know, it's not just a monster, it's a prison made of pain. The Intruder. There are monsters that hide behind masks, pretend to be someone else, or slip into the world quietly. But the Intruder is none of those things. He doesn't ask for permission. He doesn't sneak around or wait for you to notice something is wrong. He is already there, already inside, already watching. The Intruder comes from a horror series called The Mandela Catalog. In this series, people are warned about beings called alternates who try to look like humans and replace them. But the Intruder isn't pretending to be anyone. He isn't wearing a human disguise or acting like a loved one. Instead, he shows up without warning, with a face stretched unnaturally wide, skin that looks wrong, and a mouth that smiles far too much. He looks like a photo that has been damaged, corrupted, and made into something evil. What makes the Intruder terrifying isn't just how he looks, but how he's revealed. He first appears in a fake home safety video. The video looks like something you'd see in an old school or a government guide, but something feels off. The voice is robotic, the footage flickers, and then the screen goes to static. And suddenly, there he is. No sound, just his face. Empty eyes, big, wide grin. Your mind tries to understand it, but your body already knows this is something wrong. Deeply wrong. After that, you start to fear your screens, your phone, your TV, your computer. What if he shows up again? What if he's already watching through one of them? Unlike the other monsters, the Intruder doesn't trick you or hide behind a mask. He doesn't copy your friend or your family. He just invades your space. He is the nightmare version of a home invasion, made worse by the fact that he uses silence. He doesn't talk, he doesn't move much, and that silence becomes more frightening than a scream ever could. He doesn't need words. His presence says everything. The bacteria, often called the Howler, is one of the most dangerous creatures in the endless maze of the backrooms. It's tall, thin, and looks almost too broken to move, like a walking skeleton with arms that drag behind like loose wires. But this appearance is misleading. The bacteria is incredibly fast, strong, and deadly. Its hunting method is terrifying. It doesn't chase you right away. Instead, it hides in dark corners and lets out horrible, glitchy howling noises. These sounds are designed to confuse or lure people in. When someone hears the cries, they might believe it's another person in trouble, but it's a trap. Once a person gets close enough, the bacteria strikes with incredible speed. Its attacks leave little external damage. Victims often appear mostly unharmed from the outside, but on the inside, it's a different story. Many believe the bacteria feeds on internal organs, removing them without leaving a mess. The first known appearance of the bacteria was in a found footage. It followed a man named Cain through the back rooms. In the end, Cain was never seen again. This video showed how silent and calculated the creature really is. Since then, the bacteria has reportedly become more aggressive. Some theories suggest that it isn't just a creature trapped in the back rooms, but a part of the back rooms itself. Maybe it's the back room's way of hunting intruders. If you ever hear its broken howling echo through the yellow halls, don't stop. Don't investigate. Run. It might give you a little time, but probably not enough. Trucidatum carnis. In the world of analog horror, there are creatures that play mind games, but few are as chilling as Trucidatum carnis, known by many as the Mimic. This entity comes from the terrifying world of Vita Carnis, a fictional setting filled with meat-based monsters and unnatural biology. Trucidatum carnis doesn't jump out at you. It doesn't chase you down the street. Instead, it hides, it waits, it learns. It prefers dark places, alleys, underground tunnels, even the back seats of buses late at night. You might think you're alone, but you're not. It's already there, listening. What makes this creature horrifying is what it can do with your voice. It hears you say something, your name, a laugh, a cough, then it repeats it. Not in a monster voice, but in your exact voice. You might turn around, thinking someone called you, but no one is there. That's when it begins to learn more. Every time you speak, it gets better. It becomes more convincing. It doesn't just sound like you. It starts to speak like you think, like it understands your thoughts, your patterns, your way of talking. Soon, it can carry on a conversation as if it were you. This is not a simple monster. It isn't wild or random. It is smart. It is evolving. It doesn't need to look like you. It becomes you in the dark, when no one else is around to see. What it wants isn't just your body. It wants your identity, your voice, your place in the world. It feeds on being recognized as you. The moment you ask, "Who's there?" is the moment you've given it power. The more people it copies, the smoother its voice becomes. It can go from growling a name to sounding completely human. Vita Carnis shows this being not as a monster in the woods, but as a terrifying accident of evolution. A creature that has learned how to be the most dangerous thing on Earth, a person. And the scariest part? You won't even know you've met it. You'll just hear your own voice coming from somewhere it shouldn't be. The locust, sometimes called the thumper, is not just something that shows up on your screen. It can break through it. This creature is tall, with very thin arms and big, empty eyes. It hides in flickering monitors and old TVs. It waits for the right moment to come into our world. Its arms are long and tube-like, and they move in strange, twitchy ways, like a mix between something alive and something mechanical. Its face looks like a messed-up version of a human face, twisted and unnatural. Even though the locust looks terrifying, it acts in a weirdly innocent way. When it talks, it uses broken sentences. When it writes, it spells words wrong. Sometimes it even says hi in a way that would seem cute, as if it wasn't a monster. But this innocence hides something much worse. The locust doesn't attack with sharp claws or violent moves. Instead, it just removes what makes people human. When someone is attacked by the locust, their body doesn't show wounds, no blood, no bruises, but everything important inside them is just gone. Their organs, their mind, emptied, as if the creature eats the soul itself. People who've seen it say there's always a pattern. First, you hear a light tapping on the screen. Then a long, thin hand reaches out, then silence, except for a faint electronic hum. After that, the screen stays on, even when it should be off. That's when you know, the locust is here. And once it breaks through, there's no way to shut the door again. Whether it wants food or just a friend, it always takes something. The operator. The operator is a tall, faceless figure dressed in a black suit. It appears in the Marble Hornets series and is often compared to Slender Man, but it's different and far stranger. Unlike typical monsters, the operator almost never moves on camera. When it does appear, though, reality itself begins to unravel. Electronics glitch, audio distorts, and people start losing control. The operator doesn't chase or attack physically. Instead, it warps reality around those who get close. Time shifts, memories twist, and the minds of its victims fracture. People who encounter it often end up confused, lost, or mentally broken. The operator's goal isn't to kill out of hunger or anger. Instead, it destroys from within by feeding on fear and madness. Some victims vanish without a trace. Others survive, but are haunted forever by glimpses of the figure just out of the corner of their eyes. It can teleport through space, and possibly through time. Those who see it sometimes experience blackouts, sudden jumps in time, or find themselves waking up in strange places with no memory of how they got there. Being near the operator causes physical effects too. People report painful seizures and a sensation like their brain signals are scrambled. Its presence disrupts both mind and body in ways that science can't explain. The worst part is that the operator never reveals its intentions. It doesn't speak or communicate. It simply exists, an unknowable force. This silence and mystery make it even more terrifying than any monster that hunts or kills openly. The Boiled One. The Boiled One doesn't spread by touching you. It doesn't crawl into your room or drag you into the dark. Instead, it waits quietly inside information. It hides in a TV show, a message, or a video. And once you understand it, it's already too late. This creature comes from something called the Boiled One phenomenon. In that world, the Boiled One is not a normal monster. It is an idea. It is knowledge that destroys. When people learn about it or try to understand it, their minds start to fall apart. People who see the Boiled One report strange things. They say its body looks swollen and burned, like something cooked too long. Some believe it is a fallen angel. Others think it is a demon. Whatever it is, it does not belong in our world. Its victims don't scream or run. Instead, they freeze. They enter a strange state where they are awake but cannot move. Some call it sleep paralysis, but it's worse than that. During this time, the Boiled One whispers things to them. Secrets, truths, ideas that make no sense to anyone else. As time goes on, the victim loses their ability to speak or communicate. They can only blink. Some try to blink in Morse code, but most people can't understand them. These victims become completely alone, and the worst part is that no one else can see what they see. The Boiled One spreads by understanding. If you watch the wrong video, hear the wrong phrase, or see the wrong image, you might become infected. The more you try to understand what the Boiled One is, the closer it gets. It doesn't want your body. It wants your mind. It wants your thoughts to fall apart. It wants silence. There are no claws, no blood. Just your brain trying to hold itself together and failing. If you're still watching this, then maybe it's already too late. Maybe you've heard enough.